Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Darlington Raceway for the Southern 500 here for race number 3 in the Iscr. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are excited to get this one going. A potential crown jewel starting. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the stories of the race. Rodney Erie Jr. has won his second pole of the season in back-to-back races from Atlanta to Darlington. However, the speed has not carried over into the race, with Erie sitting 21st in points and the 88 car flying the speed it has in qualifying. Tim Salzman has stepped out of the 20 car due to injury, and in place is Stephen Collin making his first start in the Iscr. Starting P5 on the grid, what performance can he show Joseph Garley Racing? And Chase Wade will start the Southern 500 in P8 after a phenomenal performance at Atlanta. A close finish with Kyle Lanu and James Kash has put faith in the number 4 car that they can contend for more race wins. That's the stories of the race today, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the starting lineup here for the Iscr Southern 500. As we talked about, row 1, Dalton Erie Jr. on pole, Tiffany Haynes to his right-hand side. Row 2, Florence Merton, Bowen Valentine. Row 3, Stephen Collin, Meet Anson. Row 4, Fletcher, Wilburn, Chase Wade. Row 5, Joseph Garley, Jake Elmer. Row 6, Adam Tic Tac, Jefferson Lissette. Row 7, Victoria White, Ariel Cloud. Row 8, Liberia Lewis, Huey Scott Jr. Row 9, Trip Cassidy, James Kash. Row 10, Gabriel DeMello, Rudolph Kaline. Row 11, Robert Fetterman and Ty Dion. Row 12, Brett Kenningberg and Kyle Lanu. Row 13, Jazzy Phillips and Lash Raphael. Row 14, Husk Warner, Jeffrey Gulls. 15, Bob Floyd, Henry Thomas. 16, Dante Jones, Gail Sharon. 17, Chronic Davis, Joshua Tyler. 18, Brooke Davis, William Quick. 19, Sydney Marjorie and Daly Tyler. The base car rolling in, going into the pit road and getting ready for 74 laps. I think it was 74 laps. We also have a new ticker, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. So thank you to Steel Horse Racing for making that ticker. Getting ready, green flag is in the air, 74 laps here for the Southern 500. Dalton Erie Jr. trying to get clear of Tiffany Haynes as they head out into turn 1. Burton moves up to second, followed by Stephen Collin. On that inside line, two cars clear of Haynes. As now Haynes drops down to third, and here comes Merton, but gunning for the lead into 3. Is she going to get it on the first lap? No. Erie Jr. sliding near that wall, almost hits it, almost hits the 30, has to lift off, now Merton into the lead, and she's going to lead the first lap here in the Southern 500. Tiffany Haynes has caught right back up to the 88 and the 30. She's already going to the inside of the 88, moves up to second. Erie Jr. trying to fight back on that outside. Clear of the 48. Now here comes Stephen Collin, the rookie. Fletcher Wilburn, killing in the wall. That's going to kill all of his speed and momentum. And he falls down to 8th. To Tic Tac and Anton as we look up at Valentine as he is attacking the 13 of Fletcher Wilburn. A up-and-down season from winning the Daytona 500 to finishing last at Atlanta. He's looking to bounce back here at Darlington. And looks good so far. Currently running P4 with Garley on his inside for 5th. Garley's going to get it. Now Valentine going to drop the 13 down into the 6th position. Wade passes him as Haynes looks to the inside of the 88. Trying to get the move again. Closing him next to the wall, but it's not going to put him. Not going to put him in the wall, excuse me. Garley already close up. Here comes the 18 to the inside of the 88, looking for 3rd position. Runs in the wall. That's the lift off to the lead. Tiffany Haynes for Blue Fury Racing is up front. Fury all over the back bumper of the 30. Now here comes Garley to the inside of the 88. Made the 88 lift off, and now Garley up to the 3rd position. Florence Merton holds on to P2, running right next to that wall, but I mean, that's just how you get speed here. Chase Wade already up to the 5th position. As Ariel Claude, she's running P10. A nice little day so far. or early doors, but it's still something. Because Garley looks to the inside of the 30. Garley looking low, has to lift off with a very shallow entry, but Merton's in the wall. Well, it's Merton in the wall. It's going to give the position to Garley. Joseph Garley up to P2 and running down Tiffany Haynes. Iscr moves to the P3, putting Merton right next to that wall again. Wilburn up ahead. Merton is falling down. So here comes Wilburn to the inside of the 88. Looking low. Is he going to have the room? 88 sliding into the wall. Low contact. You could see it. You could see a couple sparks from the 88, but Fletcher Wilburn has moved up to P3. Chase Wade running down the 13 and the 88. He's looking to have some speed here. Wade to the inside, clear of the 88. So will Merton. Robert Fetterman has also moved inside the top 10 with two amazing racing cars. How about that? Jefferson Lissette and Adam Tic Tac having a good start so far. As the four of the top 5 all on top of each other within a blanket worth. Here comes Fletcher Wilburn to the inside of Joseph Garley. He was trying to make a move down on the inside of Tiffany Haynes, but that is not going to happen. It's now the 13 to the inside of the 18. Now the 13's gunning for the lead. Side by side with Tiffany Haynes on the backstretch. Haynes still has it. You can see on the board there that Wilburn had it for just a second. Now Wilburn trying to get it. Classify next to it. Haynes running that top line. Trying to get back to the lead. Clear of the 13. And what a move by Fletcher Wilburn gunning for the position. Then he's going again. He's going again. And this time he has the momentum. Clear of the 48. Fletcher Wilburn out front. Now Joseph Garley to the inside of the 48. So is Chase Wade. Wilburn ran next to the wall with Garley right behind. Wade to the inside. There's Robert Fetterman. He's up to P5 and he is gunning for it. Going for every bit of track position that he can get. Wade to the inside of the 13. Wade clearly gets it. Massive move for the 4 car. And we talked about that team had a lot of confidence headed into this race. And now Robert Fetterman looking on Joseph Garley. He's got Florence Merton right behind him. This is another team that, has kind of been up and down. Haleen Fetterman Racing has not had a lot of good runs so far this season. But Fetterman to the inside of the 18, clear for 3rd. As Merton looked to pass Garley, but kind of fell off. Here comes Tiffany Haynes. Oh, she's running next to that wall. She's going to lose a ton of ground and a ton of momentum. It's Fetterman trying to go run down the top 2 of Chase Wade and Fletcher Wilburn. Garley to the inside. A lot of back and forth racing between everyone. And there's an issue with the cameras here. Wade still leads. Chase Wade currently sitting in P2 in the standings. Wade is having a pretty decent season. 11 points out from Chronic Davis, the points leader. Fletcher Wilburn, as we noted earlier, he won a race and then finished last. So currently sitting P6 in the standings, 29 points out from the leader. As we go on the onboard cam with the 13 car. This is probably one of the faster cars in so far this season with all 3 races. Wade, I would definitely put high up there. You just never know, with how these cars are, going to run every single race. And what's crazy is that Starborn Racing, which has the 13 of Fletcher Wilburn and the 31 of Jazzy Phillips. As we can see, Wade and Wilburn running that next to that wall. But the thing is, it's crazy because, those two are on polar opposite ends of the standings. But Fletcher's 6th, but Phillips 37th, second to last of all drivers. And not running well so far, as well as she's outside the top 30. Last Raphael running in P29. He has not had a great season. Is Wade in the wall! Hard in the wall. You can see him trying to get back on it. But here comes Fletcher Wilburn. Wilburn to the lead. Part of this thing about these racetrack, well, this racetrack, it's famously known as the Darlington Strike. Chase Wade went from a very comfortable lead down a position. A little bit of a technical difficulty with their cameras, but Joseph Garley moves up, inherits P2 as he's looking fast on Garley, within 2/10. Garley's in position, way to the inside of the 30 of Florence Merton, has to lift off all the way on the bottom of the racetrack and underneath the lines, but Wade's still there, and he is going to clear the 30 coming up of turn 2. A little bit more, but it's fine. I'm being told that that was the last camera issue, so hopefully our production crew, our wonderful production crew, has gotten that sorted out. As Robert Fetterman hit the wall, another Darlington strike. We should have a Darlington strike counter on the bottom right hand of your screen, but thankfully our production crew has not done anything like that. But how about Jake Elmer? He's currently 30th in points, but he's running P9 here at Darlington. A nice solid position for Jake Elmer, right in front of Brett Kinningberg, who started deep in the field. Stephen Collin having a good run as well. We did start P5, but he is a rookie. He's just outside the top 10 in that 20 car. And with Husk Warner battling for 20th, he's the second highest Joseph Garley racing car. Now Garley to the inside of the 13. Joseph Garley to the lead. The namesake of the team, the owner of the team, actually, but now Joseph Garley carrying the banner for Toyota. Oh, Garley in the wall, sideways. Wade inherits the lead again. Jefferson Lissette, how about the 47 running top 5? Lissette running 4th. Wilburn trying to run down Chase Wade. Goes again now within 2/10. Garley and Lissette side by side. So it looks like Wilburn is very close on the 4. Lissette takes the 3rd position. Has Haynes behind him, Tiffany Haynes. Wilburn went within a 10th of Chase Wade. The battle for 3rd still rages on between Lissette, Haynes, and Al Fetterman. Early also kind of involved. Adam Tic Tac also there. As now we look back onto the leaders, the 4 and the 13. Wade a much better entrance in the 3 and 4. But is Wilburn going to get the run off the corner as Haynes is in the wall? Wilburn back on the back bumper of the 4 car. Want to find something to the inside. He goes. Just happened. Wait, we got a pass for the lead. There it is. Fletcher Wilburn up to the point now. Pretty fast car that 13 has. And Wade trying to get a little run off of 3 and 4. Onto the back bumper of the 13, going it through 1 and 2. It's very easy to try and get a run, but also to slap that wall. As now Wade looks to the inside. through 3 and 4. Wade, can he do anything? Oh, Wilburn running wide, almost took him side by side. How about Lissette running P3? He's got a fantastic view. Got a fantastic view of this battle, as now he is close to to Chase Wade. We're going to go ahead and ride with Jefferson Lissette and Wade to the lead. And Lissette closing in. He's closing in. He might make a pass on the 13, headed in 3 and 4. No, backs out. Jefferson Lissette he has a fast car. Wilburn to the inside of the 4. Both of them, all three have to lift off. Kind of check up in the corner. You saw it there. Fletcher Wilburn to the lead. Jefferson Lissette, he's up to P2 for amazing racing. They had a major incident, and Lissette had to lift off, and now Fletcher Wilburn has over a second lead. Chase Wade in the wall, sliding, trying to block the 18, but he's falling back behind Tiffany Haynes for 6th position. Merton's got the inside. She might move up in front of Wade, and yes, she does. Lissette has had not a great start to the season. Brett Kenningberg also running 8th, but Lissette has not had a great season. Currently in 35th. Just had a terrible Daytona 500 and then a terrible run at Atlanta, getting involved in an accident. But I mean, he's running P2 now at what is known as a driver's racetrack. He's got Burt Fetterman in the 17 right behind him. Fetterman trying to make a move on the 17, but honestly, these two need to work together if they want to go catch Fletcher Wilburn. Over a second away. Pit stop should be starting within a couple laps. As Fetterman looked to the inside, tried to get a run off the corner, but just couldn't get there. Set clear of the 17, probably for maybe a lap. Unless the 17 runs the bottom now and just gets a run. Here comes Robert Fetterman, excuse me. Fetterman is second. Garley's next to them. He's running 4th. To the inside of the 47, the 18 goes, and now he's going to fall into the 3rd position unless Lissette can hold it. No, he cannot. Runs really close to the wall. Garley takes advantage. Joseph Garley up to P3. And this is all just letting Fletcher Wilburn get a massive lead, and now his lead has grown to about 1.4 seconds. It's coming down just a little bit, but that's more of the fact that now Fetterman, he's got clean air, and to really run down the 13. He's actually gained about 2/10 as we ride with Joseph Garley in the Toyota onboard camera. 31 of 74, near halfway. This race should be a one-stop race. Split it right in the middle from lap 74. Joseph Garley as we ride with him, and Fetterman kind of in the wall, but Garley, he's currently in the 8th position with a top 10 so far this season. His best finish has been 7th. And Joseph Garley, he has had speed all 3 races now. It's more of a question of when he's going to get his first win, not if. Kenningberg, he's moved up into the 7th position as pit stops are starting now. Fletcher Wilburn is going to come down pit road. Robert Fetterman closes extremely in on the 13. Now the 13 and the 17 are going to come down pit road to start the pit stops. Tiffany Haynes is going to follow. Chase Wade in the 4, and that's Adam Tic Tac in the 49 that we can see. Now coming down pit road, Fetterman's going to have the first pit stop. It's going to be 4 tires and fuel. for the 17 and basically for all cars. There's Fetterman right there. You can see coming around the car. Yep, 4 tires and fuel. Darlington, you really can't take 2 tires unless maybe if it's a 1-lap restart, but you really cannot take 2 tires, especially with this longer run. Take 4, as you can see, Wilburn leaving. He has a massive advantage over the 17. The 13 of Fletcher Wilburn is out and away. A massive gain onto Robert Fetterman. Could be about maybe 2 seconds. Florence Merton has stayed out so far, but it looks like she's going to be coming down pit road this time. Valentine, Anton, Garley, he's pitting. As we look onto the 18, he's also going to take 4 tires and fuel. Set coming out. Garley had to wait a little bit in order to let the 47 come by. And there's Fletcher Wilburn right there. Yeah, Wilburn is going to have a massive advantage. Maybe not a second. Oh, 2 seconds. He might have about a second lead on Robert Fetterman. Merton has come down pit road. As you can see, the gap is closing rapidly between the 13 and the 30. Fetterman has gained on the 13. Come on. Now there's the 30. Fletcher Wilburn inherits the lead again. As Florence Merton comes out, she's going to have the best tires on everyone. She's going to have about a 2-lap advantage on 13 and the 17, which it isn't nothing, especially with how Darlington has been providing opportunities to pass. Here comes Robert Fetterman. He has gained on Fletcher Wilburn. To the back bumper goes the 17. Is he going to make a move down the inside? We've seen he hasn't been afraid to make moves, and here comes Robert Fetterman to the inside of the 13 of Fletcher Wilburn. Fetterman to the lead. He's on point with halfway. Robert Fetterman in the lead, and he's going to go ahead and try to run away from Fletcher Wilburn. With pit stops have now cycled out. Fetterman on top with Wilburn in second, Tiffany Haynes third, Chase Wade fourth, Jefferson Lissette fifth, Joseph Garley in the sixth position. Brett Kenningberg having a nice run in seventh, Adam Tic-Tac eight. Tyler Lanou, he's kind of been silent, but now he's back inside the top. Well, he's inside the top 10, and then Bowen Valentine down in the 10th position. A lot of controversy behind the 14 of Bowen Valentine with Tim Solzman stepping out of the car due to his accident with the 14. Potential injury was there. He may return for the next race at Charlotte, but we just wish him a speedy recovery. As now we're coming up to lap traffic. It is going to be Rudolph Kaline in the 6th, kind of being used as the pick for the 17. As now Fletcher Wilburn to the lead. Fetterman had to lift off with the slow car in the way. But now the 6 has jumped out to a decent advantage over the 13, unless Fletcher Wilburn can get to the inside coming into turn 1, and it looks like he will. Fletcher Wilburn getting there. Almost there for Kaline and gets it. Now puts the 6 car a lap down. Kaline 36th in points. Not a great showing so far for that 6 car this year. Now, again, it is only 2 races in. Well, 2 races in the points, but 3 races in for the season. But the season's only 12 races long. As now we're 35 laps to go. But 12 races long. Not a very long season. It's Kaline trying to fight back, get his lead back, get his lead lap back, but had to lift off, and that slowed down Robert Fetterman. That's going to be an awkward conversation between co-owners. Henry Thomas not doing much better. You can see in the 30th position there. 29th in points. Thomas he's had speed from time to time. He qualified towards the front of the field at Atlanta and even led the most laps at Daytona. Thomas so far just has not been able to put it together for that 60 car. Fetterman falls about just under 1.4 seconds behind, but Fletcher Wilburn gained a ton of time in a three, excuse me. Wilburn had the better exit, as now it's about 1.1 seconds. Aileen is all on top of that 13, and honestly, this is probably going to help out Robert Fetterman. Chase Wade has moved up to the third position as well of Tiffany Haynes and Joseph Garley. Kyle Lanu has moved up to the seventh position. Brett Kinningberg has fallen down to about P8, P9. You see Joseph Garley to the inside of Tiffany Haynes. Fetterman, that is a massive gap now. 1.6 seconds and growing 1.7. They're going to get there? Yes, it is. So Fletcher Wilburn kind of has this race on lock, as it's now almost 2 seconds. I think Fetterman hit the lap car of Kayleen. Todd Floyd he's a lap down. I think there was a tire issue. The 17 in the wall. 17 is in the wall, right behind the 6 of his co-owner, Kayleen Fetterman Racing. Kayleen is just holding up Robert Fetterman. It is now almost a 3-second advantage. It's actually 2.5. But not a great look for Kayleen and Fetterman. Made to the inside. Well, was looking to the inside. Kind of had to back off. 2 seconds now. They've gained back on Fletcher Wilburn, but I don't think Fetterman's going to be too happy with the result from the 6 car in front of him. 30 laps to go. Still plenty of time, but you don't really want to mess around. Wade gets to the back bumper of the 17. He is there, and he might be able to gun for it. He went low, trying to find some kind of advantage. The 17's in the wall. And that is perfect for Wade, unless he couldn't get the run. He really couldn't. I guess he kind of lifted off as Garley to the inside for the 48 of Tiffany Haynes. Garley's going to easily get that position. You see Wade on the back bumper of the 17 of Robert Fetterman. Kyle Lanu has moved up into the 6th position. Jefferson Lissette with his teammate of Adam Tic Tac. Huey Scott Jr. has entered inside the top 10. How about that for that 8 car? Is Wade to the inside with Fetterman in the wall. Robert Fetterman kind of cracking under the pressure of going to catch Fletcher Wilburn. Haynes and Lanu, bumper to bumper. Trying to cut through this field with Fetterman and Wade, the 2 cars in front of him. There's Jefferson Lissette, Brett Kinningberg, Adam Tic Tac. Huey Scott with Bowen Valentine down on the inside. 2 cars that are having a very good run. Meet Anton in the 12th position. That's James Kash in the 13th position. Last race winner at his home track in Atlanta. Valentine has to back off. Anton nearby. There's Kash to the inside of the 86. James Kash now up to 12th, and he's looking at for 11th. Valentine running away from that battle, as Lissette and Garley have broken up Tiffany Haynes and Kyle Lanu. To the back bumper of the 6, that slow car. That 6 car has not been a friend to many of these leaders right now. Solid day so far for Amazing Racing, running 6th, 9th, and I think that was 17 on the board. As Fletcher Wilburn still leads down the front stretch, with 25 laps to go. He's got a very comfortable lead over Chase Wade, and it looks like so far that Fletcher Wilburn, he might be picking up his 2nd win on the season. With Chase Wade As we said, he's about 2.5 seconds now. He's lost a lot of time in a 1 and 2. He's got Fetterman closing in, along with Tiffany Haynes, Joseph Garley, Kyle Anu. They're all still within a shot of about P2. I mean, still a lot can happen in this race. There's still plenty of time to go. So maybe Wilburn is not comfortable with his about 2.5, growing to about 3-second lead. 2.8 right now. There's a new to the inside of the 6 going for Garley. Fetterman trying to run down Chase Way, but he's got Tiffany Haynes nearby. Fetterman in the wall again! Fetterman into the wall again! Cracking under pressure is Robert Fetterman. Haynes up to third. He's got Garley behind him. Robert Fetterman is just not having a good middle portion of this race. Now he's back in front of the 6 car. It's a terrible, terrible scene of events for the 17. The 18 next to the wall. Oh, full contact between the 18 and the 5. Anu and Garley clashing together. Anu has made his way up into the 4th position. Having a decent season so far, currently P7 right behind Joseph Garley as Fetterman to the inside of the 5 car, but Kyle Anu, he has a top 5 and a top 10, as well as a P3. Podium finish is side by side between the 5 and the 17. Obviously, his best finish is that P3. Robert Fetterman, 19th in points with his best finish of 9th, currently improving on that position. But just solid performance from Blue Fury Racing, from Amazing Racing. Definitely a very solid performance from that 13 of Fletcher Wilburn. 1.4 seconds now. Chase Wade is closing in. They are now within basically just a couple car lengths between the 13 and the 4. Haynes also trying to make her way through to go find the leader. Brett Kenningberg up to P7. A nice solid day, honestly, for that 98 car, who's currently 18th in points, with the best finish of 12th, as currently in the wall. And Kash, look out for that 9 car. He is now in the 9th position. As Tic Tac, I think he hit the wall, and now he loses his position to Bowen Valentine with Scott Jr. nearby. Scott 15th in points. Kash is 4th, looking to make his name for the points lead, as Granite Davis is not having a good race so far. Ariel Cloud and Stephen Collin have fallen way down, P22 and P23 respectively. 13 now puts the 31 a lap down of Jazzy Phillips, his teammate. Phillips now has to deal with Wade to the inside. Half a second between the 4 and the 13. Chase Wade has run down Fletcher Wilburn. Maybe this win for Wilburn is not over. It's not signed, sealed, and delivered for the 13. As Wade within 0.4 of a second. Closing in. He's now within a 10th, and now here comes Chase Wade. One corner all the way through the pass. Out of 2. Chase Wade to the lead here at Darlington. Phillips to the inside of the 13 for her teammate, kind of hurting his position. As Wade next to the wall. This is a close one, folks. Wilburn not taking the lead, changed down. Goes to the inside of the 4. Chase Wade. Can he get there? Does. Is he going to clear the 4? No. Wade to the outside. Here comes Chase Wade. Still leading now with a 2/10 gap on the 13. Sliding into the wall. I think both cars were in it, but Wade's in it more. Not going to have a great run off turn 4. Wilburn side by side takes the lead, and he led that lap. Now puts a buffer between himself and the 4 with the 31 in between. There's no better buffer between yourself and another car other than your teammate. Especially if, oh, Wade's having a problem. It looks like he has a tire down. Chase Wade has a tire down. Just not at all what that team needed. He was having a great run so far. And now Wade's going to be able to make it down pit road. 14 laps to go. Just terrible result for the 4. Probably picked up a lot of damage too on that 4 machine. Man, they had a lot of optimism headed into this race, as we talked about in the pre-race show. But so apologies, but not the result that the 4 car wanted. And now Fletcher Wilburn, his main opponent, has now dropped out of the race basically. With now about a 3-second advantage as it's climbing 3.1 seconds. Almost got about 3.15, but massive point is the massive advantage. 13 laps to go. It is going to take a miracle for Kyle Anu, Robert Federer, and Jefferson Lissette to have anything go their way. Will you look on with Kyle Anu here? How about James Kash running in the P6 position? Jeffrey Gauls, P10, Chronic Davis, and the last Starlight car running in P16. All 3 cars having really solid days. Top 15 is, you can see Chase Wade there. They're fixing damage on the underbody of the 4 car. Not what Wade wanted. He's had 2 really, really good races. Finished P3 last week in Atlanta, but just not enough. As we're looking at Tiffany Haynes right now, and there seems to be a problem with the 48, and there is. Appears to be another tire down on the 48 car. What has happened? Tires are not holding up here at Darlington, and yep, there's the caution now. So Fletcher Wilburn's lead just got completely erased with the tire down from the 48 car. Again, not what the 48 team wanted. They were having a very good day. All 3 races they've showed speed and had top 10 cars. Haynes currently sitting in the 9th position in points. There's Rudolph Kaling coming down pit road, but not what this 48 team wanted. They're definitely going to drop down, probably around top 15 in points. But this really hurts Fletcher Wilburn, probably the dominant car of the day. Multiple of his opponents have dropped out from contention. Looked like Wilburn basically had this race in the bag, but not at all what this 13 wanted. As it looks like everyone is in fact going to come down pit road. Desi Phillips will have the lucky dog, being the first car a lap down. So that's good for that 31 team. Now the good thing for Wilburn is he is going to have a massive advantage. As you can see, like, no one is near 13 coming down pit road. They're just now entering with Kyle and Jefferson Lissette. They've gained a little bit, but probably not as much as they would have wanted to. They're probably going to be an easy 4 tires and fuel for everyone. Definitely not what Wilburn wanted to see, but he's going to have the track position. As there's Wade, he's taking 4 tires now, finally, with the fix to the damage. So thankfully for Wade, they're still working on that car, but you can definitely see they're trying to get back up out from the pits. As you can see, Wilburn, he is going to win the race off pit road. There's Chase Wade coming out of the pit cycle now. Be about 3 or 4 laps down, but we're kind of hoping that chaos ensues within the next 9 laps. Tiffany Haynes, she's still on the track. Definitely helped with the caution. I think she's about a lap down now. There's Bob Floyd. We earlier reported an issue on the 66, but looks like they're still going. Fletcher Wilburn. Looks like the 6 and the 40, yeah, the 6 and the 48 are going to stay out. But maybe not as much of an advantage that the 13 thought he was going to have, because now the 48, she's basically going to be in essence the control car. She's the first car ahead of the leader with Rudolph Kaling just ahead. So now we're probably going to restart with about 6 laps to go, as we don't have the 1 to go signal this time. That's definitely going to come next time by. Probably going to start about 6 laps to go with Wilburn right in front of Jefferson Lissette. Obviously, there's a car between the two. As Phillips, you can see there, Phillips is going to get her lap. So Wilburn has a little bit of advantage on Lissette, but well, with the 4 car ahead, but just basically just past the 4 car, boom, you're there on the 13, and Jefferson Lissette. I mean, amazing racing. They have not shown speed this season, but they could potentially walk out of here with a victory. I mean, watch out for James Kash. He has worked his way through the field. And honestly, James Kash could probably win this race right now, but that's a little far fetched. Wilburn still has probably the dominant car of the day. I assure Lissette and New are not just gonna lay down for the 9 car to come past. So we look on the pace car now, getting ready for the 1 to go, and I believe that is the exact signal that we're about to get with the pace car. Coming down the front stretch to the line, and indeed we do have the 1 to go. So we will restart with 6 laps remaining here in the Southern 500. 2 of the 3 crown jewel events with the Daytona 500, the Southern 500, the Coca-Cola 600. Well, the America 250 for this year, but what will be the Coke 600 come next year as Coca-Cola. We welcome on Coca-Cola as a premier sponsor. They're not actually paying us. I'm just, please, please don't sue me, Coke. Uh, anyway, Wilburn trying to win 2 of the first 3 races of the season. Insert his name as the premier championship contender. Even though, he DNF'd at Atlanta, was the last car to finish. Well, the last car to finish. Definitely going to try to push more than everyone else. Even though it's a Southern 500, everyone's going to want to win this race. Everyone's going to want to win any race, but we shall see here. The pace car looking to peel in now. Tiffany Haynes is going to be the control car for this restart. We're coming with the restart zone. 6 laps remain here in Darlington. Haynes guns it for the lead, or not for the lead, for the restart. Excuse me. Wilburn's going to have the lead. 6 laps remain here in the Southern 500. Lissette already looking to the inside of Chase Wade. Here comes Lissette, and is looking to the on the bumper on the 13, clear of the 4. Now with lap cars in the way, this might be a little trouble for Lissette and Wilburn. Lissette has to back off now, a car between himself and the 13. It's back to the inside of the 4. James Kash is on the inside of Kyle Lanu. Look out for Kash. They are two wide racing up front. This is really not helping Fletcher Wilburn. Here comes Lissette. Lissette to the lead. Jefferson Lissette for Amazing Racing is now leading the Southern 500 with 5 to go. 0.3 of a second advantage. Here comes Wade, the inside of the 13, making his life harder. Now there's a car between himself and the 47. Here comes James Kash to the inside. Couldn't get there, had to back off. Might have the run in the middle of the corner, and he's there. Can he clear the 13 coming up the corner? He does. Jefferson Lissette, half a second lead over James Kash. We're coming to 3 laps to go. The slow cars are in the way. Here comes Kash. A massive gain, about 0.3 of a second between Lissette and Kash. 4/10 second. Half a second between Kash and the 47. Kash on the bottom, clearly going to get past these 2 lap cars. Wilburn is close in P3. Lissette down the backstretch trying to hold off James Kash. He's got about a 7/10 gap, but you can see anything is possible here in Darlington. Half a second gap. We're going to ride with James Kash on these last couple laps. 2 to go. Kash really next to that wall. Less than a half a second now. Can Kash do anything? Closing in. He's rapidly closing. Here comes Kash. 0.4 of a second. Major gain in the 3. He is so much better in this corner. Kash to the inside. He's looking. He's looking. Coming to the white flag. One more time around here in Darlington. Lissette looking for his first win. Kash looking for his second in a row. Kash to the inside. Here comes James Kash. He takes it. James Kash is in the lead. Down the backstretch they go for the final time in the 3 and 4. James Kash is going to take the lead on the last lap. 1 lap led. It doesn't matter. It's the last lap. James Kash wins at Darlington. A heartbreaker for Lissette. It was leading at the white, but he loses it in the 1 and 2. Fletcher Wilburn, the dominant car of the day, finishing P3. Heartbreakers for those two. Lissette had it. Wilburn dominated, but this wasn't for them. Garley 4th. Valentine in the 5th position. Kyle Lanu finishing 6th. Huey Scott finishing 7th. Brett Kenningberg in the 8th position. Lawrence Merton in 9th. And Meat Anton being nowhere in the middle of the pack. He finishes in the top 10. Gauls 11th. Fetterman, a really good day, finishing 12th. Elmer 13th. Erie Jr. 14th. Tic Tac 15th. Jones 16th. Not 15th, so somewhere around there. That's your top 15. So congratulations to James Kash. That is the show today, ladies and gentlemen. Please tune in next week for the America 250 at Charlotte. Have a nice one.